Melody. Welcome to Myanmar Today Review, and this is where we visit the top stories for this week from Myanmar Today. Here are the reports from our reporters this week. Dora Suizin got the latest report on State Counsellor presence, the experience at ICJ. Akajo has the story on how Chinese ambassador, Yangon Region Chief Minister, attend 20th anniversary of Macao's return to the PRC. Willison got the details on why BS car system delay is good for quality, says YRTA. Vietnam and Zweman got the story on Myanmar defense at ICJ seems positive result. Dora Suizin once again has all the latest details on science fair at University of Yangon. Before we get to the reports, let's take a look at the featured local news from this week. A pre-Christmas celebration was held at the Presidential Palace in Naypyidaw on Thursday. All the citizens of Myanmar, President U Myint, First Lady Daw Cho Cho, and their family were presented with well wishes from the group led by Union Minister for International Cooperation U Jo Tin and his wife and family, and Reverend U So Aung Aung Lwin from the All Nationals Baptist Church in the Biengo Ward in Naypyidaw. Firstly, members of the church sang hymns and the Reverend prayed for the well-being of all the citizens of Myanmar, the President, First Lady, and their family. The President and First Lady then give them presents in return. Chairperson of the Border Area and National Races Development Affairs Central Committee State Counsellor Daw Aung San Suu Kyi on Thursday attended the opening ceremony of a solar power plant in Macao, Rakhine State and met with local people. The power plant, with solar PV and energy storage system and a diesel hybrid system, is part of corporate social responsibility efforts of POSCO International Corporation's Shui Natural Gas Project, and Phase 1 of the plant was implemented at a cost of US $2.5 million. Phase 2 of the project will be carried out with the assistance of the Korea International Cooperation Agency. Power supply through the national grid reached 50% of the country in December of this year. Afterwards, Rakhine State Chief Minister U Nyi-pu detailed about the plans for supply power to the whole township. Afterwards, Chief Executive Officer of POSCO International Corporation, Kim Yong-sang, extended greetings. The ministry says its target of supplying power to 55% of the whole country in 2021, over 75% in 2025 to 2026, and 100% in 2030. To reach its target, the ministry is making all possible ways, including solar power, mini hydropower, wind power, and diesel-fired power plants. At the meeting, the state councillor delivered the address expressing thanks to Rakhine State Chief Minister U Nyi-pu and the audience. She explained the importance of visit to Rakhine State as the area is encountering instability and armed conflicts, adding that every corner of the country, either with conflicts or with no conflicts, is included in the Union of Myanmar. Let's move on to the last local news for today. The Bien Uluin National Gendoji Garden Flower Festival is showcasing a variety of flower species this year. The month-long flower festival is being held from the 15th of December 2019 to the 15th of January next year. An official from the festival organizing committee said the flower festival is crowded with visitors. A variety of beautiful flowers will also be displayed and sold at the flower festival. Famous singers will perform on the 21st, 22nd, and 25th December at the Flower Festival, free of charge. Many travelers are visiting the Bien Ulu Flower Festival this year compared with last year. And that's all with the local news. This is Myanmar Today Review, broadcasting from Myanmar International Radio. On FM, make sure you catch us on 96.1 FM in Yangon, 96.5 in Mandalay, and 96.7 in Naypyidaw. You can also download MI Radio app on both iOS and Android devices for your own convenience. And I believe it's time now for our first report. After defending lawsuit at the International Court of Justice, State Counsellor Daw Aung San Suu Kyi and the delegation have arrived back in Naypyidaw on the 14th of December. On Wednesday, State Counsellor has presented the experience of oral proceedings at ICJ to the public.
State Counsellor of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, Daw Aung San Suu Kyi, in her capacity as the Union Minister for Foreign Affairs, appeared as agent for Myanmar at oral hearings on the application submitted by the Gambia at the International Court of Justice, ICJ. The ICJ holds the oral hearings for 3 days, from 10 to 12 December, at The Hague in the Netherlands. State Counsellor and the delegation have arrived back in Naypyidaw in December 14. On 18 December, State Counsellor presented the experience of oral proceedings at the ICJ to the public through MRTV and MRTV Radio Myanmar.
Every nation passes through the difficult situations, and Myanmar is also one of them. However, these obstacles provide us an opportunity to review our strengths and weaknesses, to reinforce and rectify. The challenge we have to face at the ICJ is because of the missed opportunity to address the weaknesses in social, economic, and political ill of Rakhine State in decades ago. Without the cooperation of the citizens, we cannot make any national enterprise of any note accomplished successfully. We are to release the full translations of the court proceeding in Myanmar language to make it available to the public. And the team who came with us to The Hague are to conduct the panel discussion as well. I hope that the citizens will get more understanding about the possible impacts of this case in Myanmar and the system of international justice. As the agent of Myanmar, I deliver the current ground situation of Rakhine State as well as the historical roots of the conflicts, the economic, social and military situation within the state. This is the important data to present, which was almost neglected by counsel and advocates for the Gambia. Since 2016 and 2017, there were attacks of ARSA, and at the present there have been some armed conflicts between Tamador and the AA, which has added to the complexity of challenges in Rakhine.
State Counsellor said she didn't dispute that in such kinds of situation of armed conflict, there could have been violations of human rights and infringement of norms of internationally accepted justice and rule of law.
However, these do not amount to genocide or intend to genocide because we are willing and able to prosecute the wrongdoers. In accordance with our constitution, Myanmar is committed to defend the lawful rights of all people in our country. The Gambia has applied for the court to impose provisional measures on Myanmar, which could have negative impacts in reconciliation and sustainable peace and development.
State Counsellor Daw Aung San Suu Kyi expressed in her closing statement that the court would make the decision with the wisdom and vision of justice to help Myanmar create unity out of the diversity to meet the challenges in quest of sustainable peace and development.
I concluded with the final submissions that, in accordance with Article 60, Paragraph 2 of the Rules of the Court, Myanmar requests the court to remove the case from its list, or, in the alternative, to reject the request for the indication of provisional measures submitted by the Gambia.
Before and during the oral hearing at the ICJ, the people within Myanmar have done gathering to express their will of standing with State Counsellor Daw Aung San Suu Kyi. There are also Myanmar people gathered at The Hague from different countries in Europe and other faraway places, including Myanmar. Moreover, Myanmar people with homes in The Hague provide the shelters, meals, and warm welcome to all people who came to support State Counsellor. And the people had expressed their support in an orderly and civilized manner. During the stay in The Hague, State Counsellor Daw Aung San Suu Kyi also met the Myanmar citizens living in other countries. In her presentation at MRTV and MRTV Radio Myanmar, she concluded that in solidarity, we will together overcome all the challenges that we may have to meet. That's all for now. This is Dora Suisin from MI Radio.
That's the report on State Counsellor presents the experience at ICJ. Chinese embassy on Wednesday celebrated the 20th anniversary of Macao's return with the presence with Yangon region government and diplomats at Wyndham Grand Hotel. 20 years ago, Macao returned to the People's Republic of China. This is one of the People's Republic of China's significant efforts in promoting one country, two systems principle. For more on this historic milestone, which turned 20 years, the role of Macao and the relations between the People's Republic of China, Macao, and Myanmar. Akajo will give you the details.
20 years ago, Macao returned to the People's Republic of China. Macao went through a century of hardships and challenges. The Macao's return came after Hong Kong was handed over to China in 1997. Over the past 2 decades, the Macao Special Administrative Region made substantial effort in economic development and achieved prosperity and stability under the one country, two systems principle. Chinese embassy in Yangon on Wednesday celebrated the 20th anniversary of Macao's return with the presence with the Yangon region government and diplomats at Wyndham Grand Hotel. Chinese ambassador to Myanmar, His Excellency Mr. Chen Hai said,
20 years ago, Macao returned to People's Republic of China. Macao went through a century of hardships and challenges. This marks the second significant effort under one country, two system principles after Hong Kong returned to China in 1997. China reunification saw a great advancement. Macao Special Administrative Region marks a new chapter and milestone in the history. Macao went through a unique historical period over the last 20 years. Macao Special Administrative Region exercise, Macao governed by Macao people in line with the Constitution. Central government supports Macao to achieve a substantial growth.
The GDP per capita in Macao reached $83,000 in 2018, making it the top countries across the world. Livelihood of people improves with continuous effort to promote social security, education, health, and employment. Macao also boosted its international cooperation. Macao organized and participated in holding regional-level conferences and activities with 120 international organizations. The historic center of Macao was also inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List. UN and other intergovernmental international organizations begin to base in Macao. 144 countries and regions have conferred exemption on Macao visa or the visa on arrival. The history proves that Macao's future is closely connected with the future of the entire country. Mainland China is the most important trade partner, the biggest tourist arrivals place, and the important investment source. The ambassador continues to explain.
Many Macao people are doing business in Myanmar. The regional cooperation in trade and commerce, the cultural link have deepened. The China-Myanmar tie has increasingly become vital. 2020 marks the 70th anniversary of China-Myanmar diplomatic relationship. Since the two countries are working together towards the Belt and Road Initiative actively, there are investment opportunities for Macao people in Myanmar.
Yangon Region Chief Minister U Pyo-min said,
This is such an important and wonderful occasion in the history. This is the 20th milestone when the Macao and China are back together and reunited. It is inspiring to see the development in Macao and China after they are reunited. Macao took its momentum since the time before it returned to China, and it's more inspiring that Macao grows even more after their return. There are many businesses for Macao in Myanmar. There are many investments for Macao as well as tourist arrivals to Myanmar. We believe both People's Republic of China and Macao will witness more development in years to come as well. I extend my wish that both People's Republic of China and Macao will achieve development along with the implementation of Belt and Road Initiative with Myanmar.
This is Agajo reporting for Myanmar International Radio.
That's the report on Chinese ambassador, Yangon region chief minister, attend 20th anniversary of Macao's return to the PRC. Installing payment card system to YBS buses is one of the top priorities for YRTA, where the commuters will no longer need to use cash for the bus fare. According to YRTA, the installation of payment card system will be completed by the end of this month, but it is not yet sure when it will be operational for the public. Willinson, tell us the full report.
It has been several months since YRTA said soon YBS will have another payment collection system where the use of cash will no longer play the role, but smart card system. This smart card system will enable the commuters pay their bus fare just by swiping directly to the ticket units without the need of getting change before catching the bus. The installation of the ticket units is underway. Some of the buses already have these ticket units but not yet operational. According to YRTA, different groups play their own roles in installing the ticket units. The work cannot be done as quickly as possible. And another main issue is that the ticket units installation can only be done at night when the buses are off duty, and it cannot be done at once for all the buses. Speaking at its regular press conference on 18th of December at YRTA head office, Utla Aung, Joint Secretary of YRTA, said,
The public have been contacting us for the condition of smart card on when will it be done. Not just the public are also very much eager to accomplish the project very soon, but we are also eager too. But what we have to understand is that we have to make sure that our work is going in that right way for the public interest, and also make sure that we are in the right system. We are working to commit the least mistake in transforming the system. This is why it is taking longer than expected.
Currently, there are 4 companies working on installing payment smart card system on YBS. Till 17th of December, the installation has been done to 544 buses. Right after the installation, QC team or quality control team will inspect the finished work, and if found disqualified, it has to make sure that they will reinstall again until it passes the required standard. But most importantly, all the related groups including YRTA, responsible YBS companies, and Asia Star all need to work together for the speedy progress and also for the systematic transition. As YRTA promised few months ago, it will finish installation payment card system to all the YBS buses. Utla Aung also explained the details on this matter, and he said,
Regarding the deadline completion of the project, we are working to finish the project by 27th December 2019. Due to the varieties of the buses, we spend an extensive time in installation process. In order to avoid unwanted disruption of the commuters, we do the installation work at night by reaching out to the respective terminals of the bus lines. But as we promised before, we will make sure that by the end of this year, we will accomplish the project.
The YRTA gave the deadline for the completion of the payment card system installation. There is no deadline given when will it be available for the public to start using it. Soon it will be 3 years anniversary of transforming into YRTA from Matata. YRTA says it was the right decision to transform from Matata into public-owned companies, and it has brought a lot of improvement to the transportation system in Yangon. But YRTA will not stop working for the improvement, but strive forward to make the system better and better. This is Willinson reporting for MI Radio.
That's the report on YBS car system delay is good for quality, says YRTA. Myanmar delegation led by State Counsellor Do Aung San Suu Kyi, Union Minister for Foreign Affairs, went to The Hague in the Netherlands over the past few days and called on the judges of International Court of Justice to dismiss the accusation of genocide against Myanmar that violated the 1948 Genocide Convention. Describing the notion of the same strong stance with Nobel Peace Laureate Do Aung San Suu Kyi, Myanmar people across the country were staging mass rallies in support of her, who was going to defend Gambia's accusation against Myanmar. Local people joining hands with all religious organizations actively participated in the mall rallies at a time when Do Aung San Suu Kyi and party were defending the case at the ICJ.
Myanmar delegation led by State Counsellor Do Aung San Suu Kyi, Union Minister for Foreign Affairs, went to The Hague in the Netherlands in the recent days and called on the judges of International Court of Justice (ICJ) to dismiss the accusation of genocide against Myanmar that violated a genocide convention.
Da Aung San Suu Kyi went to The Hague in Netherlands to defend the interests of the state and the people, nationality and sovereignty, as well as national prestige. Myanmar people from home and abroad, including those are pro-democracy and truth-loving ones across the world, are giving full support for a solid argument given by Da Aung San Suu Kyi at the International Court of Justice in The Hague in Netherlands. Internally, this unity has been rooted for several years inside the country. Such support for Da Aung San Suu Kyi's measures to defend her state and her people can bring us a sudden unity, but I don't think it is a sudden at all. Anyhow, there's only one reason, that is, our leader went and faced the case. It's a noble act, it's meant for the interests of the state and the people, and it is somewhat satisfactory. I think the people will come to know they must be united. Injustice remains behind us. The danger of encroachment on Myanmar's sovereignty is also behind us. This sunset will dawn on the people.
Describing the notion of the same strong stance with Nobel Peace Laureate Do Aung San Suu Kyi, Myanmar across the country was staging mass rallies in support of her, who was going to defend Gambia's accusation against Myanmar. Local people joining hands with all religious organizations actively participated in the mass rallies at a time when Do Aung San Suu Kyi and party were defending the case at the ICJ. U Danai U, Yangon Region Liberal Representative of Babadan Constituency 1, said,
Any organization, any political party, any NGO and any CSO now should join hands in the effort to bring the country on the right path, creating unity out of diversity of opinion. If we are individually different in opinions, democracy we long for will remain distant longer at a time when we are walking on the path of democracy. Our president said now is our democracy is still young. We will have to try much harder for ensuring that democracy will exist younger. If our citizens are well aware of current actual situations, now is not the time we are diverse, but the time we are united.
Dr. Anton That also added on his perspective.
It is a very rare opportunity of State Counsellor Aung San Suu Kyi being able to present the actual situations and strong attitude of the country to the world. We have never achieved such opportunity. Aung San Suu Kyi's expression is very different. She can outspokenly present the real situations to the world in a courageous manner. Her argument is a great advantage of our country. It has nothing to do with the decision of the ICJ regarding the situation of Myanmar in the world. The incident occurred in 2017, caused one-sided criticism from the international community. The world lacks full understanding of the actual situation taking place in our country. Anyhow, concerning these matters, the State Counsellor managed to clarify the actual situations of Myanmar to the world stage, and that is our advantage. It is a problem, but it is neither religious nor racial. It is required to know about this. The problem started with the eruption of racial tensions between communities after a long time. We will have to try to restore the status quo. We will have to take it for long.
Thus, the report on Myanmar defense at ICJ seems positive result. Moving on to our last report for today. Science fair at University of Yangon was held for 3 days, from the 12th of December to the 14th of December. This is the annual event organized by university's research center, and this is the 6th time. Total of 46 booths displaying the science and technology, including the creative projects by the students, are exhibited along with the fun food fair.
University of Yangon has hosted the science fair from 12 to 14 December. The fair showcases science and technology displayed and projects and food fair. The fair was crowded with the observers, and this science fair was organized by University's Research Center, URC.
We have been organizing science fair at University of Yangon starting from 2014, so this is the 6th time. The purpose of this science fair is to enhance the creativity and thinking of the students in learning processes. So we also want to make changes in education according to the updates of the 21st century. Moreover, we want to show more about how the science and technology are applied in University of Yangon to the observers. We also invited the outside companies to have more connection with the students. In this science fair, there are a total of 46 booths, including the booths of the science departments of the University of Yangon, displaying their activities in technology and computer universities, and the University of Dental Medicine also join us. Moreover, Department of Food and Drug Administration also come to display here. The technology companies also exhibit their research, teaching aid, and technological equipment. Moreover, 39 creative projects by the students are also exhibited. The public shows the high interest in our science fair. The students from the basic schools, private schools, and universities also come to enjoy the exhibition.
The students from the science and technology departments have also displayed their projects, which can be voted by the observers.
Our project is to produce biodiesel from the used cooking oil. The final product, biodiesel, can be used in engine or to make something burn. Our purpose is to beat water pollution caused by the wasted used oil. Most of the wasted oil is deposited in the ocean, which causes water pollution. We hope our project can help to recycle the used cooking oil.
Another project by the students from the Department of Botany is to grow plant and bat fish in the narrow space.
Our
project is aquaponics hydroponic system for modern lifestyle, but it can also be used for commercial. In this modern age, because of the establishment of many condos and apartments, the space we get is too narrow. So we have come up with the idea of how to grow plants and pet fish in the narrow space. Fish feces absorbed by the plant produce ammonia. Then they produce nitrite and nitrate in the soil of the plant. The root absorbs nitrate as fertilizer, which makes the plant grow more. We have made clay box made of clay and soft rock to produce the moisturizer for the soil. Then, as the complete recycle, water has returned to the fish tank without ammonia.
Yangon တက္ကသိုလ်ကျောင်းသားတွေလှုပ်ရှားမှုဆိုတာဘာလဲကျွန်တော်တို့သိစေချင်ပါတယ်ပြီးတော့ဒီကျောင်းသားကျောင်းသူတွေကိုလည်းကျွန်တော်တို့ကပြည်သူလူထုအနေနဲ့
We want to present the activities of the YU students. The public can have discussion with the students to see their needs and encourage them. If there is possibility of collaboration, the students can freely cooperate with any organizations.
The observers are highly interested in display of the departments and companies as well as the projects by the students. Well, that's all about the science fair, which was held at University of Yangon. This is Laura Susan from MI Radio.
That's the report on Science Fair at University of Yangon. That's all the reports we have for you today. So that's all with the news and reports on Myanmar Today Review. Tune in every Saturday on MITV at 8:30 p.m. for Myanmar Today Review. Until next time.